We are living in the middle of a single life revolution. At no other time in recent history has such a large cohort of 30-plus aged adult delayed marriage and family building to travel the world, find themselves, and pursue their careers. Never before have we seen such a large cohort of 40-plus aged adults facing divorce or the loss of a spouse, effectively joining a growing generation of mature adults who are single, dating, and building independent lives. To compound all of this, it got real for us single folks during the COVID-19 pandemic, when we had to make quick decisions about whom we did and did not want in our spaces during quarantine, or how we would manage being stuck quarantining alone. It amplified our single status and forced us to sit with that status and ask ourselves some really hard questions about the unfolding of our lives. The whole experience is an unprecedented phenomenon. The narrative around our experience as single adults is a mixed bag of self-love and positivity on one hand and shame and blame on the other. The good news is that without a social script to follow, we get to write the script for ourselves. The bad news? There is no script to follow, so we have to write it for ourselves through our blind spots, our traumas, our resentments, and our collective uncertainties about the future. One thing is very clear to me. Many of us are struggling to relearn what it means to be single. Being single in our late 30s, 40s, and 50s is very different than what we experienced in our early adult years. In our teens and 20s, we had solid social communities to draw upon for companionship options: school, church, social events, the gym, or even the military. My college years were among the best of my life because of the robust social networks of friends, classmates, and like-minded single folks that surrounded me at every turn. At 46, while I do have social networks, they are not a convenient pool of singles, fertile, optimistic, and ready for companionship, as they were in college. Our social connections in later adulthood are a bit more complicated, as life would have it, with histories that include divorces, infertilities, marriages that never happened, the loss of a spouse, the tension of child custody battles, not to mention navigating through the uncertain world of online dating. Coming into myself. When I was 22, I didn't know better. At the time, I was fully convinced that getting married was the missing piece to the chaotic puzzle of my life. No other life design made sense to me. I was a single mom in college with a 3-year-old son. So in full alignment with what I thought I was supposed to be doing, I walked down the aisle, unready and unsure, but determined because I saw this as one of the greatest achievements of my life. A father for my son, a big wedding, a power couple, a picture-perfect future. I quickly learned that walking down the aisle when you are not supposed to walk down the aisle catches up with you in the most devastating of ways. And it definitely caught up with me. It wasn't long before I realized the grave mistake I had made in the spirit of getting unsingle and finding a husband. I paid dearly for that decision, but learned from the experience immensely. Fast forward 2 decades later, and I am a single mom once again. But this time, post-divorce. I have now done the work that I didn't even know I needed at age 22. I have found a flow of peace that I guard with my life. I am no longer overcome with shame or desperation. This time around, I am driven by peace and the joy that I have managed to curate in my life over the past decade.